Hey, my name is Alec Wenzel, and we're just coming out of that jam. So if you stuck around so you could hear about the specs on this Reverend Jetstream 390, or are planning on listening to all of the pickup combinations right after this, then please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, and that kind of thing really helps me out. Leave a comment too, because I love talking to you guys about what you want to see on the channel more. I do guitar and gear reviews and some short lessons, and so if you're seeing this video and you want to see more stuff like that, like I said, please help me out, please like and subscribe. Alright, let's jump on over to the specs of this Reverend Jetstream 390. Alright, as I said a second ago, my name is Alec Wenzel, and hopefully that intro jam gave you a little bit of context as to what our Reverend Jetstream 390 sounds like, but we're going to just talk about the specs real fast before we go through all of the pickups and their combinations, right? So when we get there, it's going to be like a Strat. So we've got a 5-way switch here where we are seeing neck, middle, middle bridge, and then finally bridge. And I do that with all clean tones and then with all overdriven tones. And I spend varying amounts of time in different places. I don't always play the exact same thing, but I think I showcase the pickups pretty well. Getting into the specs, this is an import model, right? So it's made overseas, but it's really high quality. It's a beautiful guitar. It sits mostly in my studio, so there's almost no wear on it, which is great. It's a roasted maple neck, right? And then this is actually a POW Faro fingerboard. I obviously prefer rosewood, but when you're playing it, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. It feels very similar, and I actually don't think this POW Faro is like too light of a color. I think it's patinaed rather nicely, and I think that's pretty consistent across Reverend guitars. They've got their own Wilkinson tremolo system, solid body Carina. It's a very resonant wood, so I think this guitar is pretty cool. I think it sounds great, and while I don't take it out very much, I love it when I play it, and sometimes P90s are just the sound. And my whole thought process when I was buying this was, let's just get the one with 3 P90s, because then I'm, always going to have the right combination. So whenever I need a P90 guitar, whether it be neck, bridge, or middle. So like I said, we're going to jump over into some tones. I start on clean. I spend a little bit more time when we're working on clean tones on this sort of neck, middle, and middle. And then when we get into the overdriven tones, I spend a little bit more time back here on the bridge and, bridge middle. But otherwise, I think I give you some good examples of what this guitar sounds like. So I hope you watch them all and let me know what you think. right, and that was all of the sounds for the Reverend Jetstream 390. If you liked this video and you watched to the end, please subscribe. I know I asked you earlier, but please subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm trying to grow the channel. And yeah, let me know what you thought about this guitar. It's a pretty excellent instrument. Sounds great, and I have a lot of fun playing it. It's got this cool offset thing. So yeah, Reverend Guitars is a great company who's making really interesting stuff, and I've loved watching their brand sort of expand over the last few years to having some different models. But yeah, this was my first purchase with them, and it's a pretty sweet guitar. So thanks for checking out this video, and I hope to see you back here on the channel for more guitar content. Thanks. Bye.